Welcome everyone to the second episode of our Women in Leadership Spotlight series, where today we have Patty Dyer, Vice President of the residential team at Union Savings Bank. Hi Patty.
Good afternoon. Nice to see everyone.
As kind of a sequel to the discussion that we had with Teresa LaRock in residential lending, Patty's going to take kind of a deeper dive into the interest rate environment we're currently experiencing and what we can expect in the upcoming year. So Patty, as interest rates moving in the market, constantly changing, it's a big conversation out there right now. Where can home buyers find comfort in this interest rate environment, and how often are they looking at pre-qualification letters?
I would say if you have a pre-qualification letter and you have made an offer on a property and it didn't get accepted, which we're seeing so much in this market, you should stay in touch with your lender, and get it specific to each offer that you're trying to make. That's what I like to do, and I know the sellers are looking for that. They want a letter that's dated specific to the transaction date where someone is looking at their home, and they want to see that it's specific to the offer that they're making. So for example, if you're making an offer on a property for $450,000 and you're going to borrow $300,000, that is exactly what the letter should say.
So you should be getting a pre-qualification letter each time you're putting in an offer.
Each time, that's correct. And that is, again, that's what the sellers are looking for. It's a very difficult market right now. And I know people are frustrated, those who are trying to buy, because it's taking so long to get an offer accepted.
Yeah, but these change constantly.
Exactly. So it is good to have it done each time.
Is there a way that home buyers can lock in a rate while they're going through this process of
Good
searching?
question, but unfortunately, no. In order to lock in an interest rate, you must have an application in process. And to have an application in process, you must have a signed offer or contract. So unfortunately, you can't pre-lock.
Gotcha. Okay. How often should your loan officer be checking in with you, or is it on the home buyer to be reaching out to you as
I don't
their
think
home loan
so.
officer?
I mean, I think we're a partner. We become a partnership once you enter into something like this. It's not the same as the days when you went out over the weekend, you made an offer, and then called your lender on Monday morning.
Exactly.
This is a very different time. So I like to stay in touch with my borrowers that I have been pre-qualifying, and I like for my borrowers to call me. Particularly since it is taking so long. I always say if there's a change of circumstance, please give me a call. Like if you've changed a job, for example, or if you have taken on a new debt, like a new car loan, or received a raise, let's talk and let's see where rates are, because rates have been changing quite often over the last year.
Right. Yeah, definitely. How long does the process usually take? How long has it been taking recently in the last, say, 1-2 years?
Specifically the last year, because things have slowed down so much. We're closing loans in 30 days. So, that's one great thing. We have a great staff in the back room, meaning our processors and underwriters, and we have been able to do things very quickly. So that's been one real saving grace here in this market, is that once you do enter into a contract, if the seller wants to close within 30 days, typically we certainly at Union Savings Bank can make that happen.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Do you see inventory? You mentioned inventory is low, so things are a little slower right now. Do you foresee inventory increasing in the spring like it usually has?
I am seeing, a few more properties come on the market, but there just hasn't been a lot of building in the last many years. So that's part of the problem. And the building that we are seeing is more properties for rental. So that makes it very difficult. There are places for people to live, but they're rentals. They're not properties that someone can purchase.
Right.
Yeah.
And is that due to the costs associated, or where do we see that increasing in the future?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I mean, I think first of all, there's not a lot of land out there. That's what I keep hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it seems like ever since 2008, banks aren't lending spec loans still. So it's hard for a builder to just kind of get out there and build a house unless they're going to do it on a contract and they're building it specifically for someone to, purchase. So I think it's just, there's a few kind of different dynamics going on that are making this happen.
Gotcha. Okay. Where do you think interest rates will go?
I wish I had a crystal ball.
Or what is it dependent on, I suppose,
Yeah.
is the right question.
So, there's a lot of talk that the Fed is actually on record for stating that they would perhaps come down a couple times before the end of the year. But they've also made it very clear that, they need to see inflation continue to come down or, at least kind of stay where it is. Maybe unemployment goes up, some things that will show that the economy is slowing. And that doesn't seem to be the case right now. The economy does seem to be clipping right along. So as far as that goes, I'm not so sure we'll see a decrease by the Fed. I mean, that's sort of my
So anticipate them to stay where they are, I suppose. Get
Correct.
your pre-qualification
Right.
letter.
I mean, maybe they'll come down toward the end of the year, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
Right. Any areas specifically that Union Savings Bank covers in as far as the New York border or Litchfield County, Fairfield County, New Haven County that are seeing more inventory or
I don't think so. I think we're all pretty much the same. I mean, I think it's the whole state is, not seeing very much inventory for new home purchases.
Right.
Again, a lot of rentals out there and there's a lot of that being built. So it's not that people are going to not have a place to live. It's just that if you do want to get into the market and purchase, you really have to be,
aggressive.
Aggressive, I guess. But you have to also don't get frustrated. I mean, it is taking a long time right now, and that's why, again, we like to become partners with our buyers and really, kind of guide them all the way through, because sometimes we are with someone for a year before they get an offer accepted these days.
What are some other options outside of the 30-year conventional that that you're seeing maybe home buyers taking advantage of?
I think it sort of is a fixed rate market right now. We are seeing a lot of people go fixed because, our interest rates actually are really aggressive here at Union Savings right now. And, we've got some decent rates that are, below what the average is in the country. So I think they're comfortable with that. And I think also a little afraid that interest rates are going to go up more, and if they do, then at least they've got a fixed rate, because guess what, you can always refinance. As long as you've got the equity to do so and all the variables are in place there to do your refi, you can certainly do a refinance should rates come down.
Is that something you would help certain home buyers with the evaluation of a refinance?
We do refinances as well, yes. So we're absolutely happy to help anyone do a refinance, just like our purchase business.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're
Patty.
welcome. So glad I could help. I hope that you got something from this, but I guess the key is don't get frustrated.
Awesome. Thank you again for joining. And Patty Dyer, Vice President of our residential team here at Union Savings Bank, and Hannah Huntley in the Wealth Management Department. Please feel free to reach out to either one of us. Below is our contact information, and we can point you in the right direction. Take care.
Thank you.